Hi there, Jim Townsend here again. I had a lady write me an email and ask me if I could explain a little bit more about silver. She said I went over it a little bit too fast, and she also asked if I had a couple of charts that I could explain what is going on. Yes, I do, Amelia, and I want to tell you how to get to them. Another question she asked me is, well, how do I go about buying silver? And she sent me an email that showed a 10 ounce, no, it was a 5 ounce silver coin available from the Canadian Mint, and they were selling it for $369. And I wrote her back and I said, wow, Amelia, that is not a deal. If you actually do the math, if you know how to do the math, you find out that the Canadian Mint is selling that coin for more than the price of gold. And I did the calculations and I sent it back to her. You see, the Canadian Mint is owned by the lady who is largely responsible for debauching all of our money. She's right there. Her name's Queen Elizabeth. She's the Jewish monarch of the British Empire of Israel. It says that God gave them the earth and they own everything. These people are also known as money changers, and they play money games. They rip people off around the world. You see, a dollar is only one thing. A dollar is a weight of silver. If you can be suckered into believing a dollar is anything else, then they can just take your silver, give you paper money instead of silver dollars. Anybody would take paper dollar and take a wooden nickel too. Well, we laugh. Wooden nickel. Shouldn't take paper dollars either. If you look on this silver dollar, see the same lady's face, and it says $1 on it, and it does contain 371.25 grains of fine silver. Now, in 1967, 66, 67, they changed the Weights and Measures Act in Canada. They changed Canadians over to the metric system. Now, they did that for two reasons. First of all, because they have a long-term plan for America and Canada to fight each other. It's divide and conquer is the strategy. And the second thing was they took the definition of a dollar out of the Canadian Weights and Measures Act, and then they simply absconded with all of our money. Now, if you take a look at this deception here, this is a Canadian maple leaf. And on the back of this Canadian maple leaf, it says 1 ounce. So we know that it is 1 ounce of silver. But look at what they write on the front of it. They write $5. This is not a $5 coin. This coin weighs $1.30. So you see, this is a deception, and this perpetuates the deception. Now, for the charts I wanted to tell you about, Amelia, if you go over to Townsend.b and you go to my bimetallism page, I talk about a scam run by the stock market called bimetallism. Okay, but I've got charts on that page. What I have two charts of is the historical value of gold and silver. And you can see that for many years, gold is always valued at, and in actual fact, you'll see that silver starts in 1792. Now, that relates to the 1792 Coinage Act. And you'll see gold for many years is always $20 an ounce. Silver is always $1 an ounce. Now, as we're reading along the silver chart, what we can see is that just after the War of 1812, all of a sudden, bam, there's a little blurb in the chart line there. Again in 1840, and again in 1867, and then you can see the dollar, the value of a dollar, just go all over the friggin' place. And then, of course, in the Great Depression, 1933, you can see gold get knocked off its $20 standard as these people sell their gold at a major profit at the same time that they debauch the silver so that they can buy up your silver dollars very easily. Now, Amelia, if you look on top of those charts, what you'll see is 5 links. One's called Gold Confiscation, the other one's called the Coinage Act, Real Money, Why Silver, and Global Banks. If you go into look at the Gold Confiscation Act, right now, gold is way overvalued, and these people are selling it at a premium because they're simply going to enact one of these Gold Confiscation Acts again and demand that you sell all your gold back to them at $20 an ounce. There's also a link there called the Coinage Act, and that's what I'm talking about, the 1792 Coinage Act. If you go down to section 19, I just want to read it to you. And be it further enacted that if any of the gold or silver coins which shall be struck or coined at the said mint shall be debased or made worse as to the proportion of fine gold or fine silver therein contained, or shall be of less weight or value, okay, go on. Then the same ought to be pursuant to the directions of this act, through the default or the connivance of any of the officers or persons who shall be employed of the said mint for purpose of profit or gain, or otherwise with a fraudulent intent, and if any of the said officers or persons shall embezzle any of the metals which shall at any time be committed to their charge for the purpose of being coined, or any of the coins which shall be struck or coined at the said mint, every such officer or person who shall commit any or either of these said offenses shall be deemed guilty of felony and shall suffer death. You see, there's a death sentence for these banking crimes that they're committing, because it rips off your entire country. Everybody's broke from these money games, and that's why they have a death penalty, because you rip off the entire country all at the same time. Now look again, or shall be of less weight or value, because if you go right back to those charts, you can see that here is evidence right there, evidence in these two charts that they're screwing around with the value of the money that is being minted. So whenever you go to buy silver, don't go buy it off the mint who's playing all of these phony games. They got a 5-ounce piece that they're selling for $369, but if you go onto the Vancouver Bullion Exchange, just do a search on the internet, you can buy an ounce of silver for $15.20 is their price of it right now. So 5 ounces of that would be $75. So rather than buying it off the mint, save yourself $300 and go buy it off the Vancouver and Bullion Exchange. I hope this helps you out a little bit, Amelia, and clarifies things for you. And please, if you don't understand it, make sure that you write back and get me to explain it a little bit more. Okay, so what you have to remember is that the reason that they struck a dollar of 371.25 grains instead of using ounces, this is a 1-ounce wafer of silver. It weighs $1.30. Hunty Bunty, please. You're a good boy. Okay, so this weighs $1.30. This coin weighs $1. Remember that $10 of silver is equal to 1 eagle of gold. That's a 1/2 ounce of gold. So you know how to make the exchange between real money, silver dollars, gold eagles, and 1-ounce wafers of silver and 1-ounce wafers of gold. Because we're going to go back onto the real money system, because I don't think people are going to accept this these paper dollars anymore. They're getting wise to the game. You see, these bankers have gone into all of these countries all over the world playing this scam, and that's all bankers do. They put stuff on paper. Sir Josiah Stamp was the director of the Bank of England, and he wrote that in as many words as well. He says, if you want bankers to own the earth, just give them the ability to create paper money out of nothing instead of using real money, and they'll steal everything you own. And not only that, when they steal everything that you own, they'll destroy your family at the same time, so that you can't come after them in order to stop them from committing their crimes. So what is it? Are you going to let, what is it, America? Are you going to let these people that have set up a phony government destroy your country, put you in FEMA camps and exterminate you? Because I'm going to tell you something. What happened in Nazi Germany is happening in your country, and you know what? You're going to be the next one that is known as the anti-Semites. Oh, you know, they unloaded on the Jewish people for no reason. That's because these Jewish money lenders have been kicked out of 100 countries in the past 3,000 years for playing this game. And every time that they do, they turn around and they point an accusing finger at the people that they're ripping off. It's BS, man. See through the BS. Get yourself some real silver and understand what you are as a free man. Love you. Bye-bye.